Aqara has just released their E1 camera, not a camera hub like you might be used to. Unlike their popular G2H and G3 camera hubs, the E1 camera doesn't allow you to connect devices like buttons, sensors, and switches. This time, it's just the camera. For those who already have an Aqara hub, you can now add this feature-packed camera to your smart home at a cost lower than the G2H Pro or G3. So you probably want all the details, what it's got, what it's lacking, and how it compares to Aqara's other cameras. Well, I've had about a month to test this out, so all of that and more coming up. The E1 Camera Hub is a pan and tilt camera with a viewing angle of 101 degrees diagonally. It's compatible with Alexa, Google, and my favorite, Apple Home. It supports local storage up to 512 gigabytes via micro USB, not included of course, and what's nice about the local storage is the ability to enable 24/7 recording. Like Aqara's other cameras, it supports Homekit secure video, so if you have a compatible iCloud subscription, then you get included event-based recording. Recordings are saved for 10 days and they don't count towards your iCloud storage. Of course, it's easy to save or share a video clip for permanent storage. In the Home app, you can also specify who in the family has access to recorded clips as well as live streaming. You can also set up the camera to record only when home or away. This is the 2K camera with crisp video detail. The Homekit Secure Video only supports 1080p, meaning you'll only be able to view 2K video from within Aqara's app. The viewing angle is 360 degrees, and since this is a pan and tilt camera, it supports person tracking and cruising. In terms of connectivity, this connects using Wi-Fi 6, so if you have a compatible router, then this can provide smoother video with less latency. Of course, this also supports 2.4 GHz. In the box, you get a manual, a mounting bracket, the camera, and USB-A to USB-C cord. No USB power brick, so you'll need to supply your own. Pretty typical these days. Setting up the Aqara device is even simpler with the new commissioning feature that Aqara calls Magic Pair. Basically, it just discovers your device using the built-in Bluetooth 5.2, though it's generally the same process that you're used to if you've used Aqara in the past. After following the steps to provision the device in the Aqara app, you can bring it into Apple Home by scanning the Homekit code on the back of the camera. From the Aqara app, this is what the view will look like. You can do things like mute the audio or change to full screen. Below the video is a privacy button which will turn the camera away and stop the video feed. This isn't as cute as the sleeping eyes on the G3 when it goes into privacy mode, but it's always assuring to have a visual cue to know you aren't being recorded on video. You can also take a photo, record. The phone lets you talk through the camera, so maybe you're keeping an eye on your dog and you want to say hi and let him hear your familiar voice.
Hey Remy, we'll be home soon.
Then you can control the pan and tilt of the camera with these directional controls. Here is all the way up, down, left, and right. Under Advanced, you can turn on human tracking. Sounds a little creepy, but I'll explain. This means when a human is recognized, the camera will follow the person around the room. Let me know in the comments how you've used this feature with other cameras. I see this being useful if you've left the house and you're monitoring your home for security. Maybe you have a service person coming or a contractor in the house, but you can't be there, so you just want to make sure everything is safe and secure. You can also create automations in the Aqara app based on either motion or human detection. So you could perhaps have lights turn on when a person is detected. Unfortunately, you don't get cat or dog detection like you do on the G3. Under predefined position, you can set this as your default viewing angle. The camera navigation is pretty easy by using predefined positions, and there are several options to choose from, but you can also just create your own position. If you have the SD card installed, then you'll be able to view the timeline and scan through previous recordings. This could be helpful if you need to view a recording where motion wasn't triggered for whatever reason. You can scroll by time or select the day that you're looking for. In the Home app, the E1 will show up as a camera. You can view your live feed and scroll through previous events such as motion, people, and animals. If there's a clip that you want to keep, then you can hit the share button and either send it to someone or save it to your photos library. So now let's do some comparisons with Aqara's other cameras. First, just take a quick look at these specs. Feel free to pause the video and take a closer look. I've got all three cameras lined up so they generally have the same view. Here is the G2H Pro, now the G3, And finally, the E1. The video quality in the E1 is sharp and not as wide as the G2H, but similar to the G3, which makes sense since both of those are pan and tilt. Let's try that again with night vision. Again, you can see the E1 holds up and does a decent job in a dark environment. Let's compare the pan and tilt to the G3. So which of these cameras is best for you and who is the E1 for? The first question is, do you have an Aqara hub? If you don't, then I would suggest either the G2H Pro or G3. Aqara released their first Thread product a few months ago, the P2 door and window sensor. It doesn't require a hub, and there's likely more Thread products to come, but that could take a while, and even if Thread is the future, Zigbee is really reliable and Aqara has a ton of accessories that won't break the bank. From buttons to light switches, motion sensors, water leak sensors, and much more, it's worth investing in the Aqara ecosystem, so having a hub just makes sense. If you already have an Aqara hub though and you're just looking to add another camera, then what? Well, what I like about the G2H and G2H Pro is the adjustable stand. It's easy to move into the perfect position, and it's magnetic so you can attach it to the included metal plate or stick it to something metal like this water heater. While there's a wider field of view, there's no pan and tilt feature like on the E1 or G3. The pan and tilt is definitely nice for capturing more of the action. You really just don't need a wider field of view since you can adjust the camera. The G3 and E1 also give you extra resolution, which is a nice bonus. So ask yourself, do you want a static view, or do you want to be able to pan a room or identify people and track them as they move around? If you have pets and you want to monitor what they're doing, then you'll maybe want to consider the G3 since you get the animal tracking. But if you're checking in on animals in one place like a cage or crate, then it won't really matter. Another nice feature of the G3 is the IR blaster. So if you have IR devices and you want to be able to control them, the G3 is a great option. I don't have many of these devices, so personally I don't find this feature necessary. Though around the holidays I do have some infrared battery operated candles around the house. Even if they have a timer function, being able to control them using Aqara is much easier. The IR feature doesn't work with Apple Home, but it does support Siri shortcuts and is helpful for creating schedules. The biggest reason to buy the E1 though is hands down the price. This is an entry-level camera, but it has great image quality, and I think for many, this is all you need. The E1 is being sold for $60 US or $80 Canadian, and I also have a discount code, so depending on when you're watching this video, you can save a little bit more. Whereas the G2H Pro, that one goes for around $70 US, and Aqara's other 2K pan and tilt camera, the G3, that one sells for $110 US. All of these are great cameras, so it just depends on what you're looking for. I think the addition though of a standalone, meaning a non-hub camera, is actually an excellent addition to Aqara's lineup. I bet many of you out there are looking for another camera and you already have an Aqara hub. Plus, with the pan and tilt, the 2K resolution, Homekit secure video, you've got Wi-Fi 6 now, this really doesn't seem like an entry-level device, does it? Well, hope you found this video helpful. I'll drop a link in the description if you'd like to pick one of these up, and you can use one of my affiliate links. It does help support the channel at no additional cost to you. And again, depending when you're watching this video, don't forget to check out that promo code for an additional 20% off. Share your thoughts with me and our smart home community by leaving a comment. I love hearing from you. That's it for this week. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.